how to make it through the 1L year of law school and without studying the day and night. Watch this video till the end and you will learn the time management techniques that help me to have a life outside of law school and still be in the top 10% of the class after the first year. For those who don't know me, my name is Marina Evseeva, and I'm a rising 2L student at University of New Hampshire School of Law. Additionally, I run a small business to cover living expenses while I'm in law school, and I am a mom of 2 little girls. Click subscribe, and we can get started. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things. First, basic needs. Second, how much time you need to study and read, and how to set priorities right. So let's get started. So first, basic needs have to be met. You don't sacrifice your sleep, food, or exercising for the sake of whatever you are doing in law school. Because if you sacrifice sleep or food, you take energy from the future yourself. Energy doesn't come out of nowhere, you take it from the future. So that's why just make sure that when you study, you allow yourself enough time to sleep, rest, eat, exercise. Those are just basic things which will give you energy later. If you have kids, make sure that you have some time with them as well, because kids have a lot of energy. And I noticed that even if I spend a little bit time with them, I feel more relaxed and I get more energy to study later because my focus shifts from studying. I get some pleasure from my kids' company. And then when I shift back, I already feel much better. Meet with friends outside of law school and also with those friends you made in law school. Those people who are outside of law school and they don't know what exactly is happening in law school, they are great to keep you accountable and to have some link with real world, because not everything is about law school. Those people who you meet at law school, they are the best buddies to discuss problems, pain and pleasure of law school and also of everything what is happening while you are studying. Finances are going to be also the basic need. Make sure that your financial health is taken care of. Have a plan of earning money or taking loans before you go to law school. This is very important. That's why I'm still working while in law school, because for me, I have to take care of living expenses, and this is the basic priority. And also take your mental health under control before you go to law school. Mental health creates a lot of issues, and under pressure and under the rigorous curriculum we have in law school, your mental health becomes even worse. That's why if you have any problems, diagnosis, or mental conditions, make sure that you have a strategy of how to cope with them during your law school. Have a therapist. For me, for example, I always schedule the therapy sessions before exams to make sure that I will just clear up everything what is on my mind and will be able to focus on what I have to focus. And also during the semester, sometimes as needed, I used a therapist who is on campus to just talk through some things and see how I can better deal with them. So that's very helpful. Then when basic needs are met, we can already think about scheduling time to read and to study, because studying is going to be much more easier when you already took care of your basic needs. And here my first advice would be to study during your peak hours. I figured out what my peak hours and when they happen before law school, so I knew exactly what time of the day I'm the most productive. So I just schedule the most of things I have to do for law school during those peak hours. Sometimes I had class during peak hours, for example, and if I know that during this class I am already prepared for this class, and we're just gonna go over the readings, I sometimes left to just study in study room, for example, for some time, because I know that if I will miss this peak hours, it will take me much longer in order to get the required quality out of my readings or studying. So that's why I figure out when your peak hours are, when you are not productive, and just schedule everything during peak hours. Do not leave anything till last minute. It's not an undergraduate. We have the amount of information is huge, so spread it out evenly between days, because this way you will not get overwhelmed at the end. You will be able just to take care of little piece by piece. And at the end, also before exams, it would be much easier for you just to put everything together and prepare yourself for exams. So when you are studying, find a quiet place to study. For me, mostly study rooms worked really great, or quiet floors in the library. I scheduled also quiet study time for myself, and I also scheduled some social hours when I'm not in the quiet place, and I just go and talk to different people. Also, find the effective study aids before the beginning of law school. They are really helpful, because when you just start studying, you don't know what you are doing. So it's helpful to just look up information and see if you are on the right track with understanding what exactly you have to get out of the case. For me, Barbary was the most helpful study resource. Barbary courses are free, and they give a lot of value for exams. Another resource is Quimby, which some students prefer to prepare themselves for the class, and also when you are assigned with a lot of readings and you don't understand what you have to get out of the readings, sometimes Quimby might be helpful, because you can just look it up there. But for exams, I found that it's not really effective, because the information which they give is very limited, and I did not use Quimby for exam preparation. Another resource also, examples and explanations books. My faculty mentor recommended this series for preparation, and I found them really useful, except for one class. In one class, professor preferred rules to be written like the certain way, and not how it was written in examples and explanation casebook. Not casebook, study aid book. Just in case, if you have any doubts, ask your professor if he approves examples and explanations, and if he does, then just use it. Also, you would need to select the material you need for the final exam. You don't need to put everything what you read during the class into your head. For exam, only limited information is needed, mostly rules, and also you would have to apply rules. Nothing else is needed. You don't need to remember like whole case and whole reasoning. You just need to pull out some certain information and use it during the exam. To achieve that, talk to your professors and see how they grade, because if professor is grading based on the number of arguments you're going to make, you don't need to write like beautiful whole essay with like beautiful writing. You have to focus on the number of arguments and just squeeze them in and put as many arguments as you can. This way you would be able to get a good grade. If your professor cares about application of the law, and you get the majority of points from application of the law, just apply the law and write as much as you can in the application section. And then we're going to talk about how to set your priorities straight. So when we're talking about priorities, first thing to determine how you study more effectively. If it's alone, or in the study group. For example, for me, study groups are not as effective as when I study alone. So that's why I spend my time alone and prepare for exams alone. But for some people, study groups are more effective and they prefer to study with someone else. So you just have to determine it. But remember, when you are taking advice from a fellow 1L student, we don't know what the hell we are doing. We have no idea what's going to be on exam, and we don't know what to do. So that's why it's just like blind leading a blind. So just focus on what your strengths are, have some strategy for your exams, and then follow it, because nobody knows what we are doing. And I would just suggest to focus on your strength and prioritize studying the way which works better for you. Also, do not take on too many clubs and activities. Learn to say no to things, because in law school we get a lot of information, we get a lot of opportunities, we get a lot of pressure to participate in events. Not all events are going to be needed for you, so learn to say no. We were told also during 1L year that if we will not go to public interest fair, we will not be able to participate and apply to some public interest jobs or something like that. I did not go because I had to study and I was behind on my readings. So I decided not to go. And then anyway, I got public interest internship during my 1L summer. So that's why I choose, and don't overwhelm yourself with the amount of activities you don't need to have. And other things generally in life, if something doesn't bring value or good emotions to your life, cut it out. Cut it off completely and don't worry about that. If some relationships also don't work for you, you have, for example, cousins, friends who require time, but you do not get anything out of them, cut them off for the period of law school. You don't have time to worry about anyone. Right now, you need to worry about yourself and also to focus on your studies. So if people do not understand that you have to be in law school right now and you have to focus on your studying, then it's their problem. But do not do something what doesn't bring value to your life or good vibes. So, and at the end, we talked about taking care of basic needs while scheduling time to read and study, and also about we talked about priorities as well. By following this strategy, you will do the best you can. So like and share this video with at least one law school friend. And remember that in law school, we do not compete against each other. We do not compete against other students. You have to learn how to deliver the best possible results you can. And that's it. You don't need to do anything else. So thank you and see you.